Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome to my show. This has been a trying period for all Americans, actually all over the globe for that matter. And with me now is Dr. Susan Truong. She is an eye doctor from Florida with true vision, and she's going to help all of us open our eyes to the possibilities that this pandemic brings upon us. Susan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I was so inspired by your story. Can you share with our viewers your journey?
My journey, gee, all right. Well, I will tell you, my journey is, I'm a first generation immigrant from Vietnam. My family fled the Vietnam War in 74, 75. I always tease that there's no wall to scale like Mexico wanting to come into the US here. We're halfway around the world. And so when you want to come in here, my family ended up living in a refugee camp for a year in Thailand, because a year was what it took for us. We were fortunate because we heard some families, it took longer to process, to get a sponsor, process the paper, just got to do everything properly in order for the US government to allow us into the US. And my parents always have this dream of this life in the great USA, because their imagery was, oh, this amazing country. That was all they knew, was this incredible life that they could have. So the war was just a catalyst. It just lit them up and say, okay, this is the opportunity. My parents were a young couple in their 30s, 5 little kids. I'm the eldest of 5 with 4 younger brothers. And we landed in the US summer of 76. We've been here since, and we are just so blessed. Doesn't matter how long I'm in this country, I'm just humbled, honored, and awed by what this country has to offer. And we came over here with not one penny, not knowing the language, the culture. We just know, oh, we heard it was this amazing country. My parents are not college educated, but they worked so hard, they struggled, they did whatever odd jobs necessary so us kids could be educated in this great USA. And today I am an optometrist. I've been practicing 20 years now. I am blessed to have grown this amazing, successful practice with multiple locations. And I tease because the last 20 years, and as I continue, I literally help people to see, to help people with their sight. But I am here today inspiring you to live into your vision, because sight is a function of your eyes, but vision is a function of your heart. You don't need this to live from here. And this makes sense more so today than any other time.
Well, there's a lot of people, as you can imagine, who have trouble seeing beyond, can I make the rent check? Share with us some secrets. How do you have beyond 20/20 vision?
The secrets is to live in faith versus in fear. Yes, again, when I think back and I use the analogy of my parents not knowing anything about this country, but they had this great vision and fleeing. It was scary. Those were scary times, but they have faith that as long as we get there, then as soon as we land, we know we can do whatever it takes to create this life, this amazing life for our children and their future. So when you ask, how do you have this vision beyond 2020? Because we hear, well, in the eye world, 2020 is perfect vision. No, it's really not perfect. Next time you go to the eye doctor, look at that eye chart. We set the standard, but you ask your doctors to show you, is there something better than 2020? Yes, we call it 2015, 2010. So as I'm speaking to you, how do you see beyond 2020? You see, because you have to believe that I am deserving of that. What is this life that I am deserving of? What is this life that I want? Because at this moment, it is not about how do I make that rent? How do I make that mortgage? How do I feed the family? This has to be about your why. Why do you wake up to do what you do every day? Because yes, first it's got to be about you, and from you, when you have best clarity beyond 2020 vision, what I call HD vision, when you have really excellent clarity of that, that is when you can best provide for your family, your loved ones, or your business owner, for your staff, your employees. But it's got to start here. And oftentimes I tell people, why is it that I can see such the greatest potential in you when you can't see it in yourself? Self-limiting beliefs. So all of that, look, I'm just going to be really straight. Trash talk and all, you just got to get it out of the way if you want to see beyond 2020. Got to believe in it. You believe in it, you're committed to it, then you shall triumph.
Well, I love your website because it is just filled with great inspirational videos. One of them, I watched several this morning, and one of them that really touched my heart was, "You are not your diagnosis." Share with us, what did you mean by that?
Okay. Oftentimes, as an eye doctor, many a times some folks will say, you're an eye doctor, here's all you need to know. What's going on with my eyes, and do I have any eye disease, eye surgery, and all that. But oftentimes I share with patients, listen, you're not a set of eyeballs sitting in my chair. When I went to medical school, I didn't study just the eyeballs. That cadaver is studied from top to bottom, in to out. I take a holistic approach to you, my patients. I want to know everything. The more I know, the better I can tend to your needs and treat you. Mind reading, I haven't quite mastered that yet. Maybe one day. My husband would like that. But it's you are not your diagnosis. As I take a history, I have patients with diabetes, hypertension, lupus, whatever it is. All right? And here's what I mean when I say you are not your diagnosis. Oftentimes, and again, it boils down to mindset. Oh, well, I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia. We'll take that as an example. And, it causes me a lot of aches and pains. And there's some days where I just want to stay in bed. I just want to curl up. I don't want to even get out of bed. I don't feel like doing anything. You have a choice. Either you're going to let that diagnosis, okay, just be you, define you and your quality of life and how you live every day, or you're going to say, all right, doctor, thank you for that diagnosis. That makes sense. But let's discuss some options. That's wonderful. You got all this medication. And let me tell you, pharmaceutical industry, great. Big money industry. But I'm all about, give me some holistic approach to how I can deal with this so I can improve my quality of life when it comes to fibromyalgia as an example. Okay? Because as we know, there's a pill for everything. You can't laugh, there's a pill. You can't cry, there's a pill. You can't sleep, there's a pill. But you got to picture this. All those pills dumped into the body and the chemistry reaction to it, they're not going to work as well. So when I say you are not your diagnosis, that means you got to decide, am I in charge here or is it my diagnosis? This disease that my doctor just told me I have. Okay, you're not that disease. You have to make up your mind, because you know what? If you want it to be that disease, then that disease is going to be you, day, night, 24/7. But you have got to be CEO of your life and say, no, I'm aware of that. That's wonderful. But I'm going to continue living. I'm going to read. I'm going to learn all I can. What's the best food I can eat to improve my quality of life? Best food, exercise, movements, etc. That's what I mean when I say you are not your diagnosis.
That's powerful. There was another video that really touched me, the power of being humble. Tell us about that.
The power of being humble. I will share with you the power of being humble. I work really hard. Any of us that have been through any graduate program, master's, doctorate, we all work really hard, hours of studying and exams and all, to come culminating in that amazing day, graduation. It was graduation day of optometry school. My wonderful day. My family, they were there to cheer me on, and flowers and all that. So went through the ceremony, wonderful, etc. My family caught up with me afterwards. My father, who no meant no, came up and whispered in my ears in a very gentle tone, saying, well, now that you're a doctor, don't think that you're better than others, Susan, because you're not. And I was like, I know, Dad. Again, that was just his reminder to maintain my humility, to continue to be humble, because it's right. And that's what I share with patients and staff. It's not beneath me to help you empty the trash cans or clean the office, whatever is needed. Because that's my roots, right? That's where I came from. That's something my parents have instilled in me from day one. And no matter I'm 40, 60, 100, I don't know how to live, but that only way of being humbled. And that is, and I tell people, listen, just because I have a doctor title, it doesn't make me better than you. I just had that opportunity to receive further education, to receive that doctorate. You do too. So that's what I mean when I say just always be humble. Always. I don't care what your title is. Your title is not you. It's your actions. It's how you live every day. And that's where that humility comes from.
And I know you're working on a book. Tell us about the book.
Well, this book is still working on the title, but most likely I'm going to call it the Beyond 2020 Vision, or Seeing with Your Eyes Closed, something to that effect.
Yes.
But this book it encompasses what I'm sharing with all of you here today as to my journey from leaving a war-torn country, coming to America, building this American dream, and to being where I am today as a doctor, successful with my practice and in giving back. Now, my parents have worked hard for us. Now that us kids are adults and successful, we give back to our parents and to the community. Now we take care of our parents. So that book this interview is a gist of it, is a piece of it.
Well, something tells me that the timing of the book couldn't be more perfect, because some of the chapters that you are about to write, you haven't lived yet. These next few months are going to be challenging for everybody. And I think your own personal journey over the next few months will be one that will inspire so many people.
It is, and I appreciate that, Jeff. I appreciate this opportunity because it's always about me sharing my stories. And why is that important? Because when you hear my story, I want you to find courage, to find strength in it. Because if this poor girl from Vietnam can do it, believe me, then so can you. Just, you got to believe that. I believe in you, but more importantly, you have to believe in yourself.
Wow. This has been such a wonderful interview. Give everybody your website and we'll put it up on the screen.
It's beyondyour2020vision.com. And that's beyondyour2020vision.com.
Wow. Dr. Truong, thank you so much for joining us. You've been so inspirational.
I appreciate it so much and this great opportunity. Thank you so much, Jeff.
You bet. Well, that's it for now. We'll see you next time.